Hey guys, so I know a lot of you think golf is a really boring sport, and I thought the same thing until I started playing it. And it's actually such a fun sport that you just get to be outside with your friends and have a good time. And it's also something that you can play for most of your life, unlike a lot of other sports, which is pretty cool. And so I also thought golf was boring for the longest time, but then I picked it up right before high school, and I played all throughout high school, and it's been amazing. And I love to keep playing even here now in college. And so for today, I'm going to just teach you a few basics, just 3 simple steps on how to swing a golf club. And I know golf can be a hard sport and it takes a lot of skill to perfect, but with these 3 simple steps, you'll be able to at least get the basics down. And so swinging a golf club is pretty simple once you know the different parts of the golf club that we're going to show you, and then the upward part of the swing to the top, and then the downward part of the swing towards the ball. So let's get right into it. Okay, so before we actually swing the golf club, we need to learn the different parts of the golf club. So you have the club head down here at the bottom, the club shaft in the middle, and the grip up top. So the club head, that's what you actually hit the golf ball with. You make impact right there. And basically the general idea of that, the club head, is the more loft you have on the club, the shorter it goes, and the less loft you have, the further it goes. So this is a 56-degree lofted club, and that goes a lot shorter than, say, a 30-degree lofted club would. So that's what that's used for. And then the club shaft is all about like how fast you swing. So you're coming through, and if you swing it a lot faster, you want the shaft to be more stiff, less flexible. Because if you have a really flimsy and flexible shaft, and you swing through the ball really quick, it'll kind of bend on the way down, and you don't want that. You want it to be nice and stiff. And then this is the club grip, and it's pretty basic. That's just like what you hold on to, and it just keeps it from slipping out of your hands. So the first part of the swing is a swing from down all the way up, and we're going to just talk about the body movement and then the movement with the club. And so you want to set up in a nice athletic position, back really straight, knees a little bit bent, hands down, eyes down, and then you want your body to move as a unit. So your chest and shoulders are moving and your hands are just kind of following. So up to about halfway, and then from here, you want to keep turning your chest and shoulders, but you want your wrists to bend a little bit. So like they're pretty straight at the beginning, and then they'll have a little bit of bend. So you're coming here and then up and a little bit of bend. So what that looks like with the club is set up in a nice athletic position, turning chest and shoulders to here with your club kind of parallel to the ground at this point. And then the second part, you keep turning, but you bend your wrist just a little bit. So your wrist will have a little bit of bending and hinge. And so that's basically kind of the upward part of the swing. So same thing, now we're swinging down. Body first, we're up here, and we're turning our whole body as one unit through the ball, and you want your wrists they were bent up at the top, and you kind of want to get it down to square because you want the club head square at impact to hit the ball. So you're up here, and you're turning through chest and shoulders all the way through the ball, and you also want to turn your hips through. So your hips aren't doing too much coming back, but you want your hips to turn through. You don't want to sway your hips because then that'll make you off balance. You want to stay in one spot and just turn through the ball. So what that looks like with the club is we're up here, all the way turned back, right? And then we want to turn our entire body through, and then we'll step back a little bit. And then you want to point to your target coming through the ball where you want it, and then finishing through, because you don't want to hit the ball and stop right there because you'll lose all your momentum. So you want to swing all the way through so that you can keep your momentum through the entire swing. So that's kind of the 3 main basic steps. You got the different parts of the club, and then swinging up and swinging down. And there's so many different ways to swing a golf club, and there's no like one way to do it. The main thing is just making sure that your club is square at impact. And so a little quote that I like to say about this, it's from Butch Harmon, who's arguably one of the greatest golf coaches of all time. He's coached Tiger among many others. And so he says, you don't have to have a perfect swing to play golf. The secret to playing golf is getting the club face on the right path and square at impact. So as much as I taught you what you need to do, honestly, everyone's unique and everyone has a different swing, and all you need to remember is to get the club face back to square at the bottom. And so those are just the few basics of swinging a golf club, and I hope it inspires you to go hit the links soon. Thank you.